Welcome to another edition of Carnivore Bites. I'm your host, Jeff Sherman, along with Dr. Eric Lopkin. And it's only been a little over a week, Dr. Lopkin, and it surprised me. And that's not just, I'm not doing that just for effect. It has actually surprised me in terms of Biden's first initial offering.
1 week after the inauguration, and it's become very clear that the winners of the 2020 election are Russia and China, because in that first week, Biden has signed executive orders killing tens of thousands of jobs, destroying America's energy independence, raising energy prices. And he's already had one executive order halted by the courts. So, I mean, he's not off to a great start.
Well, no, and I think it's going to be indicative. Again, it is not for effect. It's not self-serving. I don't think he's capable for the job. Again, he was a placeholder. Other people are pulling the strings. I don't think he has the ability to think things through and moderate a bit. I think that he is a puppet. I don't know how long he's going to last, but a puppet for the time being of the radical agenda. I mean, how can you go into a recession plus is what we have right now and kill thousands of jobs, put energy prices, raise energy? It makes no sense.
No, it really doesn't. And what he has done is basically tell states like West Virginia, Pennsylvania, Ohio, that they were conned and he's going to destroy their economies.
Oh, no. I thought about that too. Yeah. In the debate saying that he doesn't, he's not against fracking. He's not against curtailing oil. It was all a lie. Again, he wasn't really... I really believe he had no conscious thought in terms of a gender strategy. I really believe we are in scary times. I've never said this, even when Obama got elected, into only the first week. And the only question I have for you, Dr. Lopkin, and for our listeners is, how long can the mainstream media cover for this?
Yeah, I don't know that they're going to be able to cover for him. There's already been stories about, the lost jobs, and especially in this economy because of COVID, this is not when you want to be taking jobs away. On top of that, the Congressional Budget Office just came out with a report saying his $15 minimum wage proposal will absolutely devastate the economy.
Oh no! But again, it goes to the point. He's been in government for longer than most people listening to us have been born. Okay, I've been alive on this planet, and yet, where's all that experience gone? He's a government guy. He's a creature of the swamp, and he's that out of it that it's a simple blocking and tackling at this point. Even if you have that agenda long term, wait at least till the recession or the COVID crisis is over. It's really bad.
He is clearly kowtowing to the left on climate change, and he is not looking at the current situation. There was some great analysis today that came out because he had his first call with Vladimir Putin, and killing the Keystone Pipeline and his moratorium on drilling on federal lands. Russia is thrilled about this because they hated the fact that we were energy independent and could export oil and natural gas. Now they're going to be making more money on their oil fields. He's practically saving the Russian economy while destroying ours. On top of that, his push for renewable, especially solar and wind, short term, that is disastrous because he's killing oil and coal jobs right away before any renewable energy jobs are created. But second, he's pushing too quickly because he didn't take the time to build up American infrastructure for solar panels and windmills. 70% of solar panels and windmills are made by China. So all he's done is take money out of American pockets and he's sending it to China. He's sending it to Russia. He's building their economies while destroying our own.
Again, to start off like this, he was supposed to be the great uniter. I find that hard to believe. Where do you think this goes? Let's look at it politically as we close.
I think, again, because the Democrats do have the majority in the House, but
slim.
It's the 50-50 split in the Senate. He's actually going to have a hard time getting a lot of these things through. And in fact, Chuck Schumer knows he can't get these things through Congress. He actually suggested that Biden should declare climate change a national emergency so that he can push things through without going through Congress. Now, there's no way that's going to survive a court challenge, but they know he can't get. This is why he's doing executive orders, because quite frankly, even though they're Democrats, you are not going to get these oil and natural gas bans past representatives of Pennsylvania, Ohio, West Virginia, North Dakota. These are states that depend on that for jobs.
Okay, but could there be a challenge to the Keystone executive order? Probably not.
I think there could be. I don't know if there will be. Basically, I've heard a number of attorneys generals talk about challenging various executive orders. I haven't heard anybody talk about Keystone. They challenged the immigration the deportation moratorium, and actually the courts came down and said, no, you can't do that. We're stopping your executive order. I heard attorneys generals talk about the moratorium on drilling and mining natural gas. They will go after him for that, and I'm guessing the courts are probably going to stop that one too. He is very impotent, for lack of a better word, because the left does not have the power they think they do.
I think that's a key point, Dr. Lopkin. That is the point. So he went down a road. Again, I really don't think I want to, belabor a point. He's not really capable of self-guided thought. So he's just assuming that's where his bread is buttered. I think he's going down a bad. His presidency, am I being too dramatic, could be over in a year. I'm not talking about him bowing out. I'm saying basically being impotent, to quote you.
I think in a couple of weeks, you're going to start seeing a lot of pushback. Right now, the focus in Congress, at least, is still on the impeachment, which, again, is a farce. 5 Republicans have said they might side with Democrats against Trump. However, to actually get him, have criminal charges filed, they need 17 Republicans to flip. That's not going to happen. So they're wasting more time on another show impeachment. The Supreme Court actually this week threw out several of the cases that were against Trump businesses when they were claiming, well, Trump made money on his businesses because he was president. Supreme Court threw them out. So it looks like Trump is actually going to be vindicated on a lot of this. His legacy is gone, though. It's too late to save that. But you're going to see that Congress is going to be incredibly gridlocked. So you're not going to get a lot done. And the harder the left pushes, the more you're going to see a red wave in 2022.
I agree. Final thought. I agree 100% with that. you had a very interesting point. I just don't want you to get away without kind of elaborating very quickly on that. I believe Trump blew his legacy on the on his final couple of weeks, the rally, and obviously what transpired after that. Either even not getting into if he was directly involved or not, I believe his actions after the election cost him his legacy. Am I correct in that?
Pretty much. Although I have seen a couple of places where they're saying, once the rhetoric actually dies down and people see the facts, his legacy might not be as damaged as we think. It is damaged, but the question at this point is how damaged. And yes, he did it to himself.
Agreed. Well, another great edition of Carnivore Bites will be back on Friday at 4:00 for our live half-hour edition. So we look forward to people tuning in for that.
Yeah, you can find us at blogtalkradio.com/Carnivore Radio, and you can call in and be part of the conversation. We'll see you then.
Take care.
You've been listening to Carnivore Bites, part of the Exvadio Podcast Network. You can catch us every week on carnivoreradio.com, exvadio.com/podcasts, the Apple Podcast Store, Google Play, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and wherever you find podcasts.